Now, as we explore the possibility of a lasting peace in Tasmanian forests, it's fair to say that not everybody is thrilled with the idea.
They are not, Nick. It is speculated that up to 3,000 jobs could go from the forest industry in Tasmania. While on the other side, hardline Greens say the deal doesn't go far enough. The umbrella group Environment Tasmania represents 20 smaller localised green groups, and while it's a signatory to the agreement, several high-profile members left the group in protest. On both sides of the agreement, finding a single voice has been a major challenge.
It's not easy. It's not easy for the industry either, and I think that's been one of the most important recognitions, is that the environment movement is not monolithic, and neither is the industry. There are a lot of different components and competing interests.
The industry sector facing the biggest job losses are harvest and transport contractors, bushies and log truck drivers. For years, theirs has been an uncertain world.
I think one of the things I've heard from the contractors is they're sick of not knowing. It's been a death by 1,000 cuts, and I think the sooner we get on and make some difficult decisions, the better off for everyone.
The industry has cynically exploited the contractors in this state for many, many years, which is, to be brutal, why we're in such a mess now. We've had a system which has suited the processes, and it's been at the expense of the contracting sector.
What isn't known is what effect those job losses will have on towns like this.
Nick, timber towns are widespread around Tasmania, where just about everybody in the community relies on the industry for economic well-being. The economic linchpin of the peace deal is support for a proposed $2.5 billion plantation-fed, environmentally sound pulp mill.
We hope that we will end up with a pulp mill in Tasmania. If you look at the idea that we do want a growing forest industry in Tasmania, a pulp mill would be a vital part of that. You know, it will provide very significant economic growth for Tasmania in a sustainable way. And it'll be a very good foundation for the future development of the industry in Tasmania.
But the Gunns Pulp Mill isn't over the line yet, with the company still without the funds to build it and having to fight a spirited battle for the hearts and minds of various opposition groups.
Personally, I don't think Gunns has done a very good job in the last 5 or 6 years engaging with the community and listening to them about their concerns. And I think a lot of work needs to be done on that. And I also think that if people looked at the science of their proposed pulp mill, it would be one of the cleanest pulp mills in the world.
The pulp mill is just one of a number of pieces that will have to fall into place for the Tasmanian forestry peace deal to get off the ground.
And there are plenty of other as yet unknown issues to tackle, but the rewards of success are powerful motivation.
I'd hope that if we can get the outcomes that I think are possible, then I would see the Tasmanian example being rolled out elsewhere in the world, achieving outcomes of better jobs, better value adding, better environmental outcomes, better carbon storage. Forestry Tasmania is already doing some of that work elsewhere in the world, but I don't see any reason why Tasmania couldn't be the shining light that was used to improve forest management and environmental outcomes in a whole lot of other places in the world.
10 environmental, industry and union groups have signed on the Tasmanian peace deal, which will bring an end to logging in so-called high conservation forests. In return for guaranteed native timber supply for existing milling contractors, the deal also supports a plantation-fed clean pulp mill.